Okay, so again, good afternoon to all. So my name is Estanislao, your OLC for this subject. And our subject will be the fundamentals of accountancy, business, and management too. So as I've said kaninang umaga, we will be discussing cash flow statement this afternoon. So kaninang umaga, we have discussed the statement of changes in equity. And now we will be discussing cash flow statement. And before we proceed, we need to meet these objectives at the end of the lesson. So at the end of the topic, we should be able to discuss the components and structure of cash flow statements, and we should be able to prepare a cash flow statement. Now, what is a cash flow statement? So a cash flow statement, from the word itself, cash flow, this will be the inflows and outflows of cash from operating, investing, financing activities. So basically, when we are preparing a cash flow statement, there are three important things that we need to consider, which are the operating, investing, and financing activities. Now, why it is important to prepare a cash flow statement? So the first reason is that the reason why we need to prepare a cash flow statement so that we can see if the company is liquid ba siya. When we say liquid, if the company is able to meet their obligation, able to pay for the future obligations natin. So as you see here, sabi niya, this help owners see if their revenues are actually translated to cash collections or if they have enough cash inflows in order to pay any maturing liabilities. So in short, we need to see if how liquid the business is. When we say liquid, they were able to pay for future liabilities. All right, so this will be an example of a cash flow statement. So sabi ko nga, meron siyang three important parts or three parts na pinaka-important sa statement na to, which are the operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. So different parts yan ng cash flow statement natin. So ito lang naman ang medyo may kahirapan when we are determining the operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. Dito lang naman tayo medyo mag-struggle. But the rest will be easy na. So this will be an example of a cash flow statement. And later we will be discussing the two approaches on how we prepare a cash flow statement. So for now, I will be just showing you first an example of a cash flow statement. So for any statement naman, as I am reminding everyone, and lagi ko naman kayo nare-remind na kapag nagpe-prepare tayo ng mga financial statement natin, lagi sila dapat may label or lagi sila dapat may headers. So for these ones, since we are preparing a cash flow statement, so hindi nawawala ang name of the company and then the statement name or kung ano yung ginagawa nating statement. And for the year ended December 31st or kung monthly siya, it's for the month ended, and kung yearly yung ating statement for the year ended. By the way, si cash flow statement needs to prepare first before the financial statement. Why? Kasi kinukuha natin yung cash balance natin at the end of the accounting cycle na mafo-forward ito sa ating financial position or yung ating balance sheet. So, ifo-forward kasi natin to sa statement of financial position natin. So, if we are preparing our financial statement, we need to prepare first our statement of comprehensive income. And then the statement of changes in equity, and then this cash flow statement. Then after that, the statement of financial position. So, ganun ang pagkakasunod-sunod na pag-prepare ng financial statement natin. So, Let's proceed. So again, hindi natin mape-prepare ang financial position natin if we don't have a cash flow statement yet because kailangan natin to appear in the statement of financial position natin. Right. So huwag kayong matakot sa mga computation. These are just to show if how we are computing them. But normally, sa mga books naman natin, yung mga hinahanap natin are already given naman. But if in case that you have proceeded with or you have continued taking accounting or accountancy in your college, so pag-aaralan pa rin natin to. So papakita ko lang if how we are computing them. So these are important especially sa part na ito. So receipt from the customer and payments to supplier. Kasi pala sa cash flow guys, itong operating part lang ang may kahirapan. Kasi we need to determine the receipts from the customer and the payments to supplier. Pero sa mga example naman sa mga books or sa mga sources natin, they are already given naman. But if in case na kailangan silang i-compute, so this will be the computation. So it's gonna be the, if we are computing for the receipts from the customer, when we say receipts, ito yung mga na-receive na natin, na-collect na natin from our customers. So amount na binayad na sa atin ng mga customers natin. So basically, the computation will be, or the normal or the standard formula will be ending account receivable is equals to beginning accounts receivable plus net sales less collections. But then again, ang hinahanap kasi natin is the collection. So this is the standard form. Pero collection ang hinahanap natin. So we need to interchange the formula into collection less beginning accounts receivable plus net sales or net revenue minus ending accounts receivable. So if you will see this T account, so debit and credit. So if we are looking for the collection, so collection is equals to beginning balance plus net sales less ending balance. So ganun lang naman siya kadaling i-compute if ever na given ang ating T accounts. But then again, huwag kayong matakot dito kasi sa mga books naman natin, ang mga ito are given na. But if in case na hindi sila, or kung may encounter kayo na hindi sila given, you can always use this formula. So kapag na-compute na natin si collections, we can already put it here, receipt from the customer. And then, for the payments to suppliers or employees, ito naman ang kanyang formula. So ending accounts payable and ending accrued salaries expense is equals to beginning accounts payable plus beginning accrued salaries expense plus net purchases plus salaries expense minus payments. But then again, sa cash flow natin, hinahanap lang kasi natin yung mga payments to supplier o yung mga binayaran na natin. So kailangan nating i-determine ang mga yon. Now, how? So again, payments is equals to beginning balance plus net purchases plus salaries expense minus ending balance. So kapag naka-T accounts kasi mga yan guys, napakadali lang niyang hanapin yung mga payments natin. Kung nawawala mga payments natin, napakadali lang niya using these two. Kung nawawala yung collections natin, basta available ang mga info dito, napakadali na naman niyang i-determine. So ipag-minus mo lang kasi dalawang to. Pati dito, may minus mo lang yung dalawang yan. For us to be able to get the payments and for us to be able to get the collections. Now, kasi sabi ni cash flow, our cash flow is the inflows and outflow of cash. So bakit kaya naka-positive si receipt at bakit naka-negative si payments? Kasi dito, naka-receive tayo ng cash M. So, inflow of cash siya, kaya positive siya. And then sa payments to suppliers dito, bakit naka-negative? Kasi nagbayad tayo. So outflow of cash yon. So lumabas yung pera natin. So madededuct sa ating cash flow statement. So ganun lang kadaling, ganun lang siya, i-record. And as I've said, huwag kayo matakot sa mga formula kasi normally given naman ng mga to sa mga books natin. Pero kapag syempre kapag nasa college na, ang mga professor kasi sa college, they wanted you to use, to have parang a constructive criticisms, mga ganon, for you to be able to solve this following. Pero sa senior high, dahil ang senior high, mga pinadaling lessons lang naman sila, kaya given na ang mga to. And then we have the operating activities and then the investing. So later we will be discussing them. So diniscuss ko muna ang part ni operating activities, especially sa receipts and sa payments. Now, we have two approaches sa ating cash flow. We have the direct approach and the indirect approach. When we say direct approach, or first is what is the difference of these two approach? So nagkaiba lang naman sila sa operating activities. So nagkaiba sila ng presentation sa operating activities and the rest of the activities are just the same. So kapag direct approach tayo, yung operating cash flows sections niya would only show the gross receipt and the gross cash disbursement or payment. So ganito siya. Kapag direct approach tayo, ganito lang ang makikita natin, receipt from the customer and payments to suppliers. So again, ang two approaches na to, nagkaiba lang sila sa operating activities. So kapag direct, kailangan lang natin malaman yung receipts from the customer and the receipts from, the payments from to suppliers. Alright. So kapag indirect approach tayo, the operation cash flow section, under the indirect method, will reconcile the net income loss of the company with the total cash flow generated used in operating activities by adjusting the net income or loss for effect of non-cash transaction. So basically dito, ina-add back natin ang mga non-cash transaction. So which are the depreciation and the loss on sale of property and equipment. So kapag indirect tayo, makikita natin si net income, and then i-add back natin yung depreciation, loss on sale of property, plant, and equipment. And then meron tayong mga decrease or increase in trade and other receivables, increase or decrease in trade for other payables. So ito lang naman ang pinagkaiba niya sa direct. Itong part na to, yung operating activities niya. So let me discuss this part. Kung makikita nyo, increase tapos na-minus siya and then decrease tapos nag-add siya. Bakit kaya? Ganito kasi yan, guys. Kapag meron tayong increase in receivables, guys, kailangan natin silang i-deduct. Bakit? Kasi hindi pa naman natin na-receive yung pera na binayad sa atin. So, i-deduct muna natin siya. Pero kapag decrease in accounts payable, siyempre, nagbayad na sila ng utang sa atin, marireceive na natin yung cash, kaya i-add na natin siya. So again, ang point dito is yung cash flow, guys. Deduction, kapag nag-increase yung accounts receivable natin, the reason is because wala tayong na-receive na pera, so kaya madideduct pa yon. Decrease, ma-add siya kasi na-receive na natin yung utang nila into cash, kaya i-add na natin siya. Kabaliktaran naman sa payables, increase kapag dumagdag yung utang natin. Kumbaga, mga future payments natin to, kaya kailangan natin siyang i-add back. And decrease kapag binayaran na natin yung utang natin. Outflow na siya kasi nagbayad tayo, naglabas tayo ng cash, kaya mamaminus na siya. Again, kapag increase in payables, i-add natin. Kapag decrease in payables, i-minus natin. So, ganun lang naman kadali ang indirect approach. So again, kailangan lang natin tandaan na kapag indirect approach, meron siyang net income, depreciation, loss on sale. By the way, let me discuss this one. Kapag loss on sale of property, plant, and equipment siya, guys, kailangan natin siyang i-add. Kapag gain on sale ang nakita natin, it should be deducted kapag gain on sale. Okay? Now, let's go back sa parts ng cash flow natin. So, these are the parts of the cash flow. So, again, meron tayong operating activities. Ano nga ba yung mga operating activities natin? So, these are the activities that are directly related to the main revenue producing activities. So, kung may relation sila or if the activities related sa main revenue ng ating business, they will be considered as operating activities. Like the cash payment from the customer, cash paid from the suppliers, ganon. So, operating sila. Kapag investing activities tayo, these are the cash transaction related to purchase or sale of non-current asset tayo. So kapag investing, tandaan natin, mga non-current assets lagi ang mga na-record dito. Pag financing naman, these are the additional investment or our loans from the bank. Kapag nag-loan tayo. Kasi we need to finance our business. So how to finance the business? It's either we will add additional investment or we will borrow from bank para magkapuhunan tayo. So financing activities yun. And then we have the net change in cash or the net cash flow, increase or decrease, sabi niya. So basically, itong net change in cash, ito yung total ng tatlo. Ilalabel natin siya at net change in cash or net cash flow. And then the beginning cash balance, this is the initial investment. And then the ending cash balance, this will be the one that we need to know at the end of the accounting period once we have prepared a cash flow statement. So let's go back sa ating cash flow. So we have discussed the operating activities already. So let's have our investing activities. So these are the investing activities. So as you can see, purchases of property, plant, and equipment. Naka-negative siya. Bakit kaya naka-negative siya? Kasi bumili daw tayo ng property, plant, and equipment. So kapag bumili tayo, lumabas yung cash. Diba? Kapag binili natin, magbabayad tayo ng cash. So kailangan i-minus natin sa cash transaction natin. Pero kapag ang example is sale of property, plant, and equipment, so nagbenta tayo. So under investing yon, so additional na siya dito. Okay? So be careful of this one. So kapag purchases, bumili tayo, minus. Kapag sale, binenta natin, plus siya. Alright. So now, from financing naman, so sabi ko nga, ang mga financing natin, yung mga pinagkukuhanan natin ng pera. So, the first one is the loans. Meron tayong mga loans from the bank. Kapag nag-loan tayo, of course, yung bank na yun, magbibigay siya ng cash sa atin. So, kaya naka-addition siya. Pero kapag sinabi natin paid loan, binayad na natin yung utang natin or payment of loan, deduction na siya kasi binayaran na natin yung utang natin sa bangko. And kapag nagbayad tayo, it is on the form of cash then. So, mag-outflow yung cash. Lalabas na naman yung cash. Kaya madededuct siya dito. And we have the additional investment. So, of course, if the owner of the business added investment against business niya, it will be addition. Okay? All right. So, again, kapag paid loan, binayad na natin yung loan natin, madededuct na siya dito. Pag additional investment, mag-a-add tayo. And kapag withdrawals, ililess natin sila. Kasi kinuha, parang yung in-invest ni owner is i-withdraw niya ulit. So kaya mag-negative to. Now, si cash balance beginning, so cash balance beginning to will be the initial investment natin. Nung nag-start up pa lang tayo ng business, that will be the cash that we need to put here. And then the ending balance, this will be the balance that will be forwarded in our statement of financial position. Now, this will be the 2016 na cash flow statement. And we need to prepare our 2017 cash flow statement. So which amount then will be recorded as our beginning balance for cash? Anyone? Siyempre, ito na yung statement natin for the 2016 and 2017 came and we need to prepare our new cash flow for that year or for the year 2017. Now we need to determine our beginning balance for the cash. So what will be our beginning balance then if we are using this info? It will be, yes, you are correct, Mark, Zaira, and Cristal. It will be the 580. So ito na ang magiging beginning balance natin for the next year, none. So whatever our ending balance for this year, it will be the beginning balance for the next year. So ganun din naman siya. So by the way, for direct and indirect approach, guys, whatever methods that you will be using, it should yield on the same balance na 580. So this one should be 580 kasi may mali itong book na to na ginagamit ko. Kasi as you can see here, sa property, plant, and equipment, let me discuss this one. Kapag loss on sale of property and equipment tayo, it needs to be recorded here as well. Kaso, ang gumawa ng book na to, hindi ko alam kung tulog ba siya or inaantok na siya nung ginagawa niya to. I-record niya is 30,000. It should only be 10,000 lang. Pakiramdam ko, kaya ginawa yung 30,000, in-add back niya sa depreciation. So, it should be the loss on sale lang dapat. Loss on sale of property, plant, and equipment, 10,000 dito. Marirecord din siya dito. And then 10,000 lang to ah. Wala itong depreciation. We don't need to add back the depreciation. Itong loss on sale lang. Kapag gain on sale naman, we don't need to put anything here, okay? Kapag loss lang. Kapag loss on sale, we need to record it here. Kapag gain on sale, wala tayong ilalagay dito. Okay, kapag inad na natin to, I'm sorry. So 300 plus 320, that is 620 minus 140. 140 na lang bali to. That's gonna be 480 plus yung 100,000 balance natin, that's gonna be 580. So dapat balance kasi to. Sabi ko nga, whatever approach you will be using, it should yield to the same amount lang naman na 580. So again, ito dapat 10,000 lang ito, guys. Ito lang ang mare-record dito. Kapag loss, kapag gain, wala tayong i-record dyan. Nakuha ba natin yung part na to? I just wanted to see if this one is clear before we move on. Or if you have questions, you can throw it muna para masagot natin. Okay, cool. So again, let's move. Okay, problem na pala yan. So ganun lang, ang pinaka-tinatandaan lang natin sa cash flows natin, guys, is the operating activities. I mean, ang may struggle lang naman talaga is the operating activities kasi dalawang klase yung pwede natin gawin. Pwede tayong mag-direct and indirect approach. So now I wanted you to review these two approaches. So I will give 2 minutes for every approach. Napapakita ko sila ulit. And then we will have, I mean, our exercises. All right. So let's proceed sa ating mga exercises. So before we begin, I just wanted to ask first. So how do we know sa isang problem like this problem if we are using direct or indirect approach? So as you will see the given here, so what kind of cash flow statement kaya ang gagawin natin based sa mga given na binigay ko? So is it direct or indirect? So when we are solving a problem like the cash flow, guys, we need to check the given first before we can conclude what kind of cash flow ang gagawin natin. For example, for this one, ito yung mga givens natin. So after determining the given, we need to see if what kind of cash flow we will be doing. So may sumagot dito na indirect. Why indirect, Zaira? Can you unmute?
Meron po kasing depreciation expense.
All right, very good. So, tama naman siya. Kasi if you will see the problems, guys, meron siyang depreciation expense. Or actually, dito pa lang sa net income, malalaman mo na indirect ang gagawin natin because yung indirect natin, siya lang naman ang nagni-need ng net income. Okay? So again, before you proceed with the cash flow, you need to determine the given first. And after determining the given, you need to see what kind of cash flow you will be doing. Okay? So let's compute for this one. So kindly compute and then kindly type in your answer using our indirect approach for cash flow statement. So kung may sagot na kayo, you can type in your answer sa ating chat box. So what will be the answer for this one? So anyone who have computed this already? So once you have computed the answer, you can type in your answer sa board. Don't you worry, if mali man ang sagot nyo, hindi naman ako namamahiya, guys. At least you've tried. So what is important here is that you are trying your best to solve the problem. Anyone? Anyone? Papakita ko na ba yung sagot? Or nagko-compute pa kayo? Right. So, parang walang gustong sumagot dito. So, should I show the answer na? Okay. So, let's check the answer. It will be 700,000. Why? So, let's get them one by one. So, again, for the cash flow, since we are using indirect, so we will be putting first the net income, and then we will be adding net income na 200, and then we will be adding the depreciation, and then i-close muna natin siya, and then ililess natin ang gain on sale. So sabi ko nga kanina, kapag loss of sale siya, i-add, pero since the given is gain on sale, it should be deducted. And then decrease in trade-in receivables. So i-add siya kasi naka-receive tayo ng cash. Nabawasan ng mga receivables natin and converted into cash, kaya nag-inflow yung cash balance natin. So kaya i-add din natin siya. So our total net cash flow for the operating activities will be 195. So i-add natin yung dalawa. And then from the investing, so yung property, plant, and equipment natin, bumili daw tayo na amounting 200,000. So kailangan natin siyang i-deduct. So yun lang naman sa investing. And then so for the cash flow for financing, dito kasi sabi niya, payment of loan from bank. So binayadan daw natin yung bangko. So outflow din siya, kaya maliles din siya dito. Okay? So the total will be 155 negative. Kapag i-add natin kasing tatlo, 195 minus 200,000, so that's negative 5,000. Tapos i-add natin yung 150 na negative, that's negative 155,000. And then yung beginning cash balance natin is 855,000. So mangyayari is yung 855 less 155, that's gonna be 700,000. So ang ating cash ending balance na mapo-forward sa ating financial position is the 700,000 cash balance. Okay? So now, ang paggawa ng cash flow statement is hindi naman siya ganun kahirap if ever na alam mo kung ano yung or kung saan mo sila ilalagay, kung sa operating ba, kung sa investing ba, or sa financing. So once you have learned how to do that, madali lang naman si cash flow statement natin. Okay? So clear ba yung example na to?
Hindi.
Why? So saan tayo part na nalilito? Okay, sabi ni Mark Daniel, mali ako sa gain on sale. Tapos sa load na plus ko sa sale. Okay. Okay, kapag gain on sale tayo, lagi tayong minus kasi kabaliktaran niya yan eh. Kapag gain on sale, i-less. Kapag loss on sale, i-add. Ang loan naman, kasi sabi niya dito, payment of loan from bank. Sabi na nagbayad daw tayo ng loan sa bangko natin. So we need to add it. Pero kapag sabi niyang loan from a bank, Ganun lang sinabi niya. Meaning, nag-loan tayo sa bangko na yon at nakareceive tayo ng cash sa kanila. Pero ang term niya kasi dito is payment of loan. So meaning, binayaran na natin yung loan natin sa bangko. Alright? So, ganun lang naman kadaling si cash flow statement. What I mean, before you construct this one, you need to be careful of the wordings as well. Like this one, payment of loan from bank. Kasi di ba, kapag payment of loan, nagbayad tayo, nag-outflow yung cash natin, so it will be deducted. Pero kapag sabi niyang loan from a bank, nag-loan daw tayo sa bangko, additional siya. Kasi mag-inflow yung cash nun, kumbaga parang makaka-receive ng cash from the bank. So, pinaka-importante dito is we need to know the inflow and outflow of cash. Kapag payment siya, laging nadideduct yan. Kapag mga receivables sila or kapag nare-receive natin yung mga pera, laging na-add ang mga yan. So, you need to be careful with that one. Now, this will be the last example. You can try to answer this one. So here's our slide. So for the last problem, so kindly, ano gagawin sa increase other payables uli, sir? So again, kapag increase other payables tayo, dahil hindi naman natin binayaran yon, so madadagdagan ang babayaran nating cash. So additional sila. So ma-add sila sa ating operating activities. Kapag decrease in payables tayo, guys, dahil binayaran natin yung mga utang natin, kaya nga decrease in payables, meaning nagbawas tayo ng utang, so lalabas yung cash natin, so outflow siya, so madededuct yun. Pero kapag increase is add, kapag decrease, ima-minus. Ay, payables bang tinatanong mo or receivables? Payables pala yung tanong mo. Okay, tama naman. So kapag receivables naman, guys, katulad nito, ang ano niya kasi dito is increase in payables, so meaning nadagdagan ang mga kinokolekta natin. Pero hindi pa tayo nakaka-collect. So kapag increase in payables, guys, deduction siya kasi hindi pa natin na-collect yung pera eh. Pero kapag decrease in payables, so meaning nagbawas sila ng utang sa atin, na-receive natin yung cash, so additional siya. So may nakasagot na ba dito? $110,000 sagot ko, layo ata. We'll see. So at least you've tried kahit mali yung sagot natin. That's okay, guys. Basta we are trying our best naman. Okay na yun. Mag-ingat tayo dito ha. Sabi niya kasi amounts of proceed from sale of property, plant, and equipment. Kapag sinabi nating purchase, di ba, kailangan natin siyang i-minus. Pero kapag sale of property, plant, and equipment, kailangan natin siyang i-add. Sa under-investing to. O, meron naman paid loan from a bank na naman to ha. Binayaran na natin yung loan natin sa bank. So, seeing the problem, we can conclude that the problem is under indirect approach na naman siya because of the net income, depreciation expenses, gain on sale. 410. Malapit na. 410, malapit na. Parang meron kang hindi inadyaan. Feeling ko nakalimutan mong i-add dito si Mark Daniel Pacheco. 480 daw. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's check the answer. Actually, the answer here, guys, is 480. So, natutulog na naman ang gumagawa ng source na to. So, why 480? That is because, if you can see, tama si Mark Daniel Pacheco. So, the answer here is 480. Why? Kasi meron tayong net income na 500,000 plus depreciation expense less gain on sale. Tapos, yung receivables natin ipa-minus and ipa-plus yung ating payables. That's gonna be 460. And then, plus, this one is 510. So, ang paid from bank loan natin, kailangan nakadeduct ito. So, 510 minus 100, that's 410. Plus 70,000, that's 480,000. Alright? So, very good, Mark Daniel. And very good din naman sa mga sumasagot. At least you are trying, guys. Okay lang yan. Once you have, or once nakabisado nyo na ang paggawa ng cash flow statement, napakadali na lang niya talagang intindihin. So, ang gumagawa ng book na to, ewan ko bakit tulog siya nung ginagawa niya to ata. Bakit in-add back niya yung paid loan from the bank. Dapat lagi itong minus kapag nagbayad tayo ng loan sa banko. Okay? So, now, actually this will be the last problems natin. Kapag kasi mga cash flow, guys, ganito lang naman lagi yung format niya. Nagkaiba lang kung anong klaseng approach, direct and indirect approach. Now, if sa mga problems natin, guys, let's say for example, sa mga problems natin na ganito, ang tinatanong lang niya is how much is the operating activities, sabi niya. So, ang ko-compute lang natin yung mga operating, wag na natin isama yung iba. So, ang operating activities natin is just the 460. So, kapag tinanong naman is how much is our investing activities? So, yun lang. And how much is our financing activities? So, yun lang. So, mag-ingat din kayo sa mga questions. Minsan pa lang tinatanong lang yung operating activities, tas kinompute mo lahat hanggang dito. Minsan pala tinatanong lang yung investing, tas kinompute mo lahat hanggang dito. So, ingat-ingat magbasa ng instruction ng question if ano lang yung pinapakuha, okay? So, ganun lang naman si cash flow statement. Or kapag tinanong how much the net cash flow or net change in cash. So, yung tatlo nun, i-add mo, yun yung net change in cash natin. Okay? So again, mag-ingat sa given at mag-ingat din sa kung anong hinihingi ng mga problems sa accounting. Okay? So before we end this session, so do we have questions para ma-clarify na natin ngayon? All right. So thank you.